So here we are on the untuned piano in Tennessee, and Stevie's phone's making noise, and he wants to play some Sibelius. We're gonna play Romance.
Yep.
So here it goes.
Here it goes.
Andrew's here from Australia. This is my sister-in-law's piano. It hasn't been tuned since she bought it, but Stevie played this song when he was a little kid. Hi, mate. Actually, I saw your comment. Hey, Rocco. How you doing, buddy? Some nice lakes around here. I don't know if I'm gonna go fishing. I don't have a Tennessee license. Only staying for a week. Yeah, hit up Passion for Hunting. He's great. Nice job.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. That was
Alrighty.
Jean Sibelius. It was Romance in the key of D flat.
So he hasn't played a real piano in like a couple of months now, right? And
That was great. Thanks, Steven. Oh, anytime. Thank you for
so
watching.
you know about the Hungarian Rhapsody, right? And Stephen, when was the last time you played it in New York? Like a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So he hasn't played the Hungarian Rhapsody in a long time. Now, I don't know if anybody knows which one is it.
The second Hungarian rap.
The second, everybody's heard it, but it's one of the most difficult pieces to play, right? It's very difficult.
You can say that
And
again.
it's all right here. It's all right here. He can play this song after months, and he hasn't performed. He performed it in Woodstock when he was like 16, but he really doesn't hardly ever play the song. But this kid could play it from memory. A kid. Okay, so we're gonna have. He hasn't practiced it or anything, and he just felt like playing it today. So it's all up in his brain. So there's no music here. Okay, here we go, people. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, he hasn't played this song in a long time, and to to like bang that out of your head from memory like that. I mean, this kid is something else. I don't know anybody who can do that. I mean, that is a tough. Franz Liszt is one of the greatest of all time. I mean, he's tough, and to be able to let's just bang that out on a piano that isn't even in tune. I give him a lot of credit for that. Nice job,
Thank
Stephen.
you. Thank you
And
so much.
now you know why when we catch a shark, I usually take the hook out of the shark's mouth because we don't want to damage we don't want to damage these fingers.
That's right, Dad.
I already got like look, I already got a broken pinky. I don't know. That's all. Why you are protecting?
Yep, I can see why you are protecting those fingers.
Look, Andrew's here.
I know.
And,
Well, it's always very important, you know. That's what I need to tickle those ivories.
but he's gonna come fishing with us when we get back to New York. We're gonna go to the beach a lot, so
Yeah.
hopefully he's gonna catch some new fish that he hasn't. He's starting to enjoy fishing a lot, so maybe I'll even take him out on this little tiny. I got a dinghy up there too that we can move around pretty easy, and as long as the water's warm, we don't have to worry about the splashes. Okay, so there it is, people.
When Stingray Steve is Stumpfinger Steve, Steven can entertain on the piano still. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my right hand has the broken pin. I still could play the guitar pretty good, but I'm not that good. I mean, well, he thinks I'm good, but I'm not. But
You're trying.
but yeah. But I tell you one thing, Steven's been practicing the guitar, and because he has all the perfect pitch and all the notes in his head, he's already playing a lot of stuff that acoustic guitar that I can't. So he's already learned a lot on it. In like a week or two, I was like, Steven, you're playing good already. I'm hopeless. My mother.
I'm hopeless. My mother is a great pianist. Concert. Oh, really? Oh, that's great. Your mom's a great pianist. Oh, concertinaist.
Yeah,
She must have such a great.
you're
repertoire.
like me. My mom played the piano, but she used to when I was a little kid. She used to take out the music and start playing. I remember that, but she wasn't near Steven's level. But she did get to hear Steven before she passed away, and she actually paid for some of his music his education. So we give her a lot of. She was a great. She loved Steven, and when he went to the city, in New York City, to study music, he lived with her, and Steven. They made a pair, and he kept her alive.
Oh, I couldn't hold a tune if it had handles. Andrew Fishman.
You can hold a carp.
Oh well.
Okay, so I don't know what else we're gonna do. I don't know. You want to play more? You want to do something?
I was thinking maybe we'll see what accounts we got so far.
What are comments?
Oh no, 3 people are watching and 4 thumbs up.
Okay.
Great. Oh yeah, he said that. Great.
Okay. Anybody else out there
Anybody else?
have a favorite? I can play.
Let me see if I do some Bach. I'll do some of the what is it? The Art of Fugue.
Yeah.
Oh look at them.
Oh, right here.
All right.
This is. Here, hold on.
Oh, okay.
This is what I learned when I was in 5th grade or something, and the teacher, like after that, like she took away the numbers on the notes, and I said I can't play. The numbers aren't there, so that was my whole piano thing. But I still remember the one song. Here it is. Ready?
Okay.
That was my first concert.
Passion for hunting and fishing. Welcome aboard. He says, "Good job."
That's Rocco. That's
That's Rocco.
yeah, Rocco from Passion
Oh.
from Hunting. He's
Oh,
up
I
in
see.
Canada, right, Rocco? You're in Canada. Me? No, that was terrible.
Oh no, don't say that. That was great. That was a great rendition.
That was Stephen is very humble, and he'll go. Somebody who's playing as bad as me, he'll compliment. So that's how good his heart is. I mean, he's never says any. I mean, if I played like Stephen, I would be so conceited. So that's why God didn't give me that talent because I I'm like Jack Benny. Thank you, Rocco. You know any Canadian songs? No. I play like you, Andrew. All right, he wants to play a little bit.
Oh.
The Bach, you said, or
Oh yeah, I was gonna do the Art of Fugue, the first contrapuntus.
you got that, people? The first counterpuntus.
Or counterpoint in as it's translated from Latin to English. So
Oh, okay. Now I know what counterpuntus means.
Yes.
Counterpoint.
yeah. So
All right, I didn't know that.
yeah. And it's from BWV 1080. All right. So
Okay, and for all you people like me who have to be taught, like Stephen, because he played a clavicle, right? Bach,
the well-tempered clavier.
right? But it was called the piano that Bach played on. It wasn't a real piano.
Well, it was a harpsichord.
It was a harpsichord.
Mm-hmm. And some of the instruments like that would have like two layers. One of the like instead of this being see that look over here, this white key, see that?
Yeah.
Some of them would have it would have the black instead of white, see that? But over here, those black keys you see would be instead it would be white, so it would be all different.
Okay, so the harpsichord is backwards.
Yeah.
And did the harpsichord have pedals?
No, it didn't have any.
Okay, so it didn't have pedals.
And it didn't have any hammers, but it had the quills, to pluck the strings,
And what were quills? Feathers?
They're not really feathers, but they were just, those little metal things. I don't know how you call it, but it's plucking the strings, every time.
Okay, it would pluck the strings with quills.
And you also notice that harpsichords would also have like two layers, right? One on the bottom and one on the top, right there.
Oh, so he would have his hand
Yeah.
at two levels.
At two levels. Now, of course, that'll depend whether you want to play it like piano or forte.
Okay. Now a lot of people won't play Bach because you have to really be in Bach's head at the time to really know what he was trying to express, right, Stephen? Or it's like it's not an easy thing. I mean, I've heard, I don't know if it's true, if you can play Bach, you can play anything.
You can play anything, exactly.
So even though it may not be the most complicated, it's definitely the beginning of the piano. And is you have anything else to say about Bach, of his life or anything, or?
Well, I know one thing. He spent most of his time in Germany, right?
Yeah.
He spent most of his time in Germany. Unlike Handel, I will mention Handel because he was known to be very cosmopolitan. But Bach, he spent most of his I would say all of his life in Germany. And of course, he was composing music all for the glory of God.
Okay, so he was all of his music was Christian music, and here we go, people. So
Okay.
we're gonna hear the counterpunctus. What is it?
Contrapuntus number 1, and it's from the Art of Fugue, or in German it would say Die Kunst der Fuge, or Fuge, however you want to say it, and it's from BWV 1080.
Okay, you see now all of this stuff. You don't see any music here. All of this stuff is right there in his head. Don't ask me how he gets it there, but okay, Stephen.
Okay. So that
Yep.
was that was the Contrapuntist #1 by J.S. Bach from the Art of Fugue BWV 1080.
Nice job, Steve.
Thank you, Dad.
So I guess that's gonna be it for the stream here.
Yes. Oh, good job. Oh, you already said that. Okay.
Yeah, we
Let me
already
see.
saw you guys.
What are the comments there? Let me see. Stein North. I just got here. I love listening to Stephen play. Oh, welcome aboard, Stein North.
Hey, Sty, you there?
Thank you for coming to see this. What I can't talk. I'm at work. Oh, okay. Andrew Fishman. I can't play anything. I see. You just missed Stephen playing Up a Storm Sty. Oh.
Thanks for dropping in, Sty.
Interest in history of the heart. Oh, thank you. Bach is intricate as all get. Yeah, I know. He is very intricate. You just notice the counterpoint, the fugue and the first thing that Bach does
Some of your
is
gut. Wow.
he would use, of course, the subject. The subject will be the theme, of course, the main theme of the particular fugue. And then, of course, you will hear the counter subject respond to that particular subject,
Be careful out there, Sty.
Or should I say, you'll hear a lot of counterpoint going on as the fugue continues. Stein North, I feel you. My rib hurts every time I laugh or remind or other things like breathing out loud. I could not be bothered letting it get away, but it is getting worse, not better. That's what I say.
Very cool, Stephen.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, don't work too hard, Sty. Heal that.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
So you can get out in the woods.
Yes, we'll
Stephen's gonna pray for you.
Yeah.
And you got to get out in the woods, man. No more working like me.
Yeah. You just take it easy. Everything will pan out. And 4 thumbs up. Thank you. Let me see. Stephen, you are so talented, and we are blessed to be able to enjoy. Oh, thank you. Wow. What can I say?
Thanks. He's got to play some. We got a grand piano up in New York, so he also does jazz and some other stuff. Gospel, and he also plays some ragtime. But you just hand him the music, and he can play right off the bat. So he could, like at church, they'll start singing a song that Stephen never heard before, and he'll just figure it out. So, I'm going to tell you, when Stephen was a little kid,
we're building repertoire,
his teacher wanted him to go see the orchestras. Okay.
Oh. Okay.
I'll try. I don't know. They might have a concert, and I'll try to go live. Does the jazz band have anything planned? He'll find out when we get back. I know they called him up and they're like, when you coming back? And he's like, soon. So they can't replace.
Wow.
So when he was a little kid, his teacher goes, you got to bring it to your orchestras and stuff. So Steve brought the music books with him to the orchestra. We went to what was it, Bar College, and we were watching a symphony and Steve was going along. He had it in a book, and he's going along and it's like all these notes everywhere, and he's following along, and I'm like, how do you read that? And I'm like,
it takes a lot of effort, and also memorization. You know what it is? It's that somehow they got like a lot of clefs going on here.
So what was
what
was that Schnitzke?
Alfred Schnittke.
We were watching Schnittke. They were playing Schnittke. I think it was him.
That was him.
And Steven turning the page is going along in the music book, and it was like 7 bars he's reading at once, right? So.
Wait, was it? It wasn't Arnold Schindler.
Schindler, I don't know.
Something like that.
So anyway, Steve's like, "Oh man," I go, "What happened?" He goes, "They made a mistake." I was like, they made a mistake. Yes, they didn't know. Nobody knew. Everybody was sitting there. All these like snobs, like with their nose,
Well, look, nobody's perfect.
drinking their wine before, before in the intermission. They didn't know. Steven was like 12 years old, and he's like, they made a mistake, and I was like, thank you, Steven.
Oh.
I felt like going up. I said, you made a mistake on page 83, bar 12. And
Oh well. Look.
But that's
at least they're trying.
Yeah, no, but that was a story that I always remember that Steven used to like be. He's the only person who would go to a concert and bring the music with him, and then be like, he would read it like a newspaper. So he would take music, and I take.
Wait. Hold on. You go ahead.
The emperor has no clothes. I don't know.
Yeah, you were saying something, Dad? I was.
So he would go to music stores and he would play the music in his head. He'd be like turning the pages, and he'd know if he wanted to buy that sheet music ahead of time, But he reads the music and it's like reading a book.
Oh.
Like.
Speaking of reading a book, let me see what he was saying. Andrew Fishman, it is a lot like learning another language and math at the same time. You're right. Speaking of another language, you're not going to believe this.
He speaks Japanese, and he reads it. Show him something on your phone, Steve.
Show you something? Okay, let me see.
He was...
Oh, I'll show you something.
He met these Japanese people. Where'd you meet him? In a restaurant.
I met him in a diner.
The jazz band was eating in a restaurant.
Something like White Plains.
In White Plains in New York.
Yeah.
And these Japanese people were at another table. And Steven's like, they're talking Japanese. So he went over and started talking Japanese to him. And they're like, where'd you learn Japanese?
Check this out.
She's like, we have a Japanese church. All right, here, look. All right. All right.
See this?
All right. What's it say, Steven?
All right. This one has over here. The first one. It says four character phrases. Now the first one over here. You see here. It's like, like every detail right there. That's the first one. The other one is once in a lifetime meeting. The other one, the third one, is killing two birds with one stone. The fourth one is human emotions, and the fifth one is back to the original topic of conversation. Now the other one, this is Yashirojima Island. See that right there? That's where you. That's of course located in the Yamaguchi Prefecture, right?
So what's this? Just a list of your words here? Or?
Yeah, well, they're just a list of things, but that I'm learning. See that? Well, this is all the kanji. See that? I tell you, it is complex. And over here, this is Shima Hanto, or the Shima Peninsula, right? And this, of course, here says Suo Oshima. It's located in...
Of course.
Suo Oshima, located in the Yashirojima Island in, of course, like I say, Yamaguchi Prefecture. And when I was looking at the inside, it also reminded me of Hawaii.
So read something for us. Go like...
Okay.
Go to one of your... So anyway, he's talking to these Japanese people, and they're like, where'd you learn Japanese? And he's like, I taught myself. And they're like, you taught yourself?
Okay.
And then he knows how to read it or write it, and they're like amazed, And then he says, who are the people? That's our band. So they invited him to their church, and the first time Steven gets there, they're like, oh, Steven's here. And he was doing a concert for them at the church, right? They had him playing the piano, and so Steven, of course, brought his Japanese Bible with him.
The translation is the New Interconfessional translation
of it, and he
from Japan Bible Society.
He'll go to the Spanish church, and he brings his Spanish Bible, and he'll go to he starts reading it. I'm like, Steven, you reading that? He goes, yeah. So what's that? This is something.
This is different. This is a Japanese passage of the Bible.
Okay, you want to read it to us?
All right. You want me to translate or just read what it says?
All right. First, read it in Japanese.
Read in Japanese. Okay. All right. This is from Mark. Okay. Here we go. それから群衆弟子たちと共に呼び寄せて言われた。私の後に従った者は自分を捨て、自分の十字架を背負って私に従いなさい。
自分の命を救いたいと思う者は、それを失うが、私のため、また福音のために命を失う者は、それを救うのである。I'll tell you what that means. It says here that when Jesus went with the crowd of his disciples, he said to them, whoever will come after me, let him deny himself and take his cross and follow me. That's what it says. It says, whoever will save his life will lose it, and whoever will lose his life for my sake and the gospel's, the same shall save it.
Okay, so and then so then we want to know who taught you Japanese? Who taught you Japanese?
The fact of the matter is, I never went to a Japanese language school.
He taught himself. He taught himself Japanese. In other words, and who taught you how to read and write it? Who taught you how to read and write it? He taught himself. So I look at that stuff. They're like, this is so. I'll go to a restaurant. He can't. He loves Japanese restaurant. So he'll start talking to them, and then they go, "Oh, your parents are Japanese." I was like, "No." And they're like, "Who taught you that?" I was like, "He taught himself," and they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I say." I was like, "What the heck?"
I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. And this fella teaches himself Japanese while speaking perfectly cultured English. Thank you.
And he speaks Spanish. Say something. Say something.
You want me to say something?
He translates. We go to a Spanish church, and he translates it.
It's located in IDPMI. It's called Iglesia de Dios Pentecostal Movimiento Internacional. Also, is translated as the Pentecostal Church of God International Movement.
Right, and he speaks Spanish, and he knows what else? What other language? He was in Italy. He played in when he.
I'm not that fluent.
He's not
Italian,
fluent, but he can speak some Italian. Because he was over there 2 times. We sent him. The first time he was. It was some kind of music camp he wanted to go to, and then the following year they wanted him. It was only supposed to be for 1 year, for like what is it, college level one, and then they said, "You want to come back? We'll pay you this time," but we had to pay for the plane
just for the
ticket.
airfare. Yeah,
we had to pay for the airfare, but he didn't have to pay the tuition the second time. They just wanted him to come back because he was what do they call that when you play accompanist, right?
Accompanist, yes.
He was an accompanist, and he was the only one that was able to play the music without knowing it. So they would just hand him the music, and like the violinist, when they need a piano, the accompanist, they said he was the only one that would just take the music and say, "Okay, I'll do it." So then the next year they say, "Steven, can you come back? We'll pay you." But they never. That was in Italy.
It's all French to me, Steinnorth.
Yeah, me too.
Andrew Fishman says, "How many languages is that? Half a dozen?" Oh, actually, I speak 3.
Spanish, Japanese,
and of course English.
English. But he knows a little Chinese too.
LOL Steinnorth.
But he knows Chinese. Say something in Chinese. Say,
我叫no, 你叫什么名字? That means what's your name? How about 你是哪国人? That means where do you come from? Or what's your nationality? Or all that sort of stuff. And that means you're welcome, or 不谢, don't mention it. You're welcome. Can you believe that?
So he knows Chinese a little, but
just a little. Just a few simple words here and there. Wow.
All right, so I guess with all of that, we're gonna go outside, explore Tennessee. So I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna head to Nashville before we leave at least one time. So we're about 20 miles away from Nashville.
I think so.
We're in Hendersonville. I don't know where to.
Okay, let me.
I know if I go out the road and then get on, there's like a highway, and it'll take us there.
Okay, Hendersonville.
It's like 20 miles from Nashville, right?
Yeah, I think so. Let me see.
It's not too far. But it's hot over here too. There was some nice lakes when we got here, mountains, I'm sure there's some good fishing over here
I know, right?
and hunting too. I hear there's like deer in the backyard over here, and they got a small deer.
Yeah, I got it. It says here that it'll take you 25 minutes via Interstate 65 South, and it would be like around 19.1 miles. But that depends on the route that you go to.
Oh,
Like,
let
the
me
other one says like via US 31E, it would be like 18.4 miles in 26 minutes.
let's check out.
Sure, let's go.
Let me go. How do we get to winter?
How do you get to winter? Go.
Okay,
I'm gonna go to this door right there.
Oh, the dog
yeah,
might be sleep ready.
he'll wake up.
I think so. Yeah, he's awake right now.
He's,
He likes sleeping against that door.
That's that's probably his favorite spot.
Yeah, also he loves sleeping out.
hey, Winter.
Hey there.
This is Winter.
Hey there.
Come here, Winter.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, look.
And check out those. You see him, folks? That's Winter right there.
Winter, give me the paw. Sit down. Sit. You don't want to sit.
Doesn't
Oh,
want to sit.
this is
he's
Winter.
sitting. Oh, he's sitting
He's
down.
sitting.
Oh.
Give me paw. You don't want a paw.
I think he's trying to. Oh no, I didn't see it. Oh, okay, he's not. He's wagging his tail. He feels.
There you go, Winter.
He feels great. That's what's telling us. He's a very happy camper.
This is Winter.
Anything you want to say, Winter?
You want to say something, Winter? He's got long hair. Look at this.
I know, right?
And here's where we are in Tennessee. Thanks.
Four people are watching. That's great.
Winter.
Look at him. Hello. Hello. Hi, Winter.
Winter is 4 years old. And
Look at him. He's tickling me. He's tickling my knees.
they picked at the church they were going to. They asked
Right back there.
they asked my niece. They said we picked you out. You know, everybody write a letter what they really want for Christmas or something. And she wrote a letter. Oh, I want a puppy. So the church bought her this puppy and gave it to her in front of the whole congregation, and the parents are like, "Oh no!" But he's a real nice she, I guess. What are you, a boy or a girl? I forgot. A girl. What do you got? Bald spot? What's it say here? My name is Winter. She wanted to play with the rope before, now she's tired.
Oh, he's so happy to see me. Look at him, wagging his tail. Hi. I see you're very energetic here.
Okay, Winter. Look into my eyes. Look into my eyes. Look into my nose.
And look into his ears also.
What are you doing? You got what's that? Your collar? Okay.
Yeah, that's his collar.
The pampered puppy. Okay, people. Now that you met Winter, get up here. Get over here. Ah. Stop licking me.
Yeah. Breathing pretty heavy there, just a little bit.
You comfortable?
He's trying to get a good position. There he goes.
You want to get down? Stop. He's licking me like crazy. I guess you don't want to get down.
Look at him. He's very peppy.
Winter, say goodbye to everybody. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Nice for coming to the stream today. And God bless you.
Gesundheit.
Hmm?
All this happened. Look at
I
that.
got nice teeth. And clean my ears. They look clean. Okay, guys. He's happy now. He's on Stingray's lap. He's on Stingray's lap. You hear the rooster? Okay, guys, we're gonna end it here with Winter saying goodbye. Stop licking me, Winter. I don't know if you licked your hiney today. He's trying to lick it right now. Okay, Sty, God bless you too, brother. We'll see you guys later. We're gonna end it here. Bye, people. Say goodbye, Winter. God bless you, Andrew. Go to sleep. I know it's late over there in Australia. Bye, peeps.